Today we are going to talk about demon eyes. What the heck is a demon eye?
Demon eyes for the win, boys. Needless to say, I am in love with this. Huge shout out to FlyRyde app. So we can control the light in any color they want. So we can do bright green, and then we can go back to the red, blue.
You guys can't capture the quality without actually seeing this in person.
My eyes look like that of a demon.
We are gonna
Little pancakey, dude.
I really don't.
What's up, boys and girls? This is Chris Darafiv, and you are watching FlyRyde, and today we're going to talk all about demon eyes, because like I always say, we're going to tell you all about the parts, the techniques, and the business of building custom lights. And demon eyes are the parts, and these are the techniques, and that's the business. So let's get into it. See how I look like a demon? That's why they call them demon eyes, bro. Ooh, let's do a strobing demon. Demon, 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 demon. So, as you can tell, my eyes look like that of a demon. It's because I have these cool little LEDs. Now, check out this one. So these are the color morph demon eyes that we use a lot on all kinds of different stuff. As you can tell, this one's got a bracket on it, and this other one does not have a bracket on there. And it's just going to depend on if you want to put them into a projector or if you want to use them somewhere where space is a little tighter. You can do a lot with these things. They're super versatile and they're ungodly bright. I mean, they're just super, super good. I think these are 3-watt LEDs. But in any case, the main decision to be had when you're putting these things into a projector is how you want the light to react. So, for example, I am going to, what am I gonna do? Throw a little sleeve on this thing right now just to protect it, because I'm gonna stick it inside this projector. Here's a projector. Every different projector has a slight different opening, and there's all kinds of different ways that you have to figure this stuff out. All right, so in this case, if I'm going to mount a demon eye inside this projector, the most important thing I need to do is I need to look at the inside and figure out where is it that I really want this thing to catch the light. So all of that little shiny surface area in there, look what happens when I put the light to it. It starts to glow, it catches all of that light. And so if I'm throwing the LED down here, it's gonna catch the inside differently than if I'm lighting it from the top down. The other thing it's gonna do is it's gonna have a different effect on how the light leaves here. If I mount this demon eye down at the bottom, see how it looks like it's at the top, even though it's down here? Because the image gets flipped, just like a camera or whatever. And so what happens when you're doing this is you can actually see this up on the roof. It's throwing the light forward, and then the shape of this bowl is bending it and it's shooting it upward. Weird. So if you're mounting them on the top, it's going to do the exact opposite. It's going to have the light come out and it's going to make it look like it's on bottom, and it's going to throw that light down at the street. So two totally different ways of doing things. If you want it to throw the light up, then you mount them on the bottom. If you want it to throw the light down, then you mount it on the top. And the other thing too is how much does it catch on that heat or on the cutoff shield here. So before I had it mounted inside, this is what matters the most. If it's changing colors and catching really, really well like that, then you're doing a good job. Then your demon eye is where it should be. But if you're mounting it into a place and you're just not getting a super strong effect, you might want to consider mounting it somewhere else. So this is going to be very directional based on where I put that demon eye. That's the whole reason that there's this bracket, because there's certain projectors out there, like the MH1 is a good example of this. This is made for that projector. So all you have to do is take a couple screws out, put this bracket into place, tighten it back up, and now you've got a demon eye inside your projector, and you weren't even good. Like, you just took a couple screws out and put them back in. No thought, no skill level needed. I mean, if you really want to get the most out of it, it's just like everything else with projectors. You got to tune it, you got to just put the time in and figure out where's the best place to mount those demon eyes. Otherwise, you're just going to have kind of like a, whatever, just kind of a light glow. Sometimes you get inconsistency where there's stuff that's blocking the actual LED, so it doesn't do you much good if there's an LED in there and something's blocking it, like my finger, right? And so you kind of get the idea. There's a lot that can go wrong with these, but there's just such a cool effect of having these glowing eyes inside the projector, and it's not this very forced product that looks like it's in there. You basically have no idea that a setup has demon eyes unless they're on. So it's a very cool kind of sleeper mod. Something cool that you can leave on in the background, like if your car's in a parking lot. Super low power consumption, so you can just leave them on, just let them rock for a while, and people walking past your car will freak out. Especially, here's my little trick, especially if you have those things really dialed in and mounted in a cool way in the bottom, and then someone's walking past your car, it'll hook them right in the eyeball, and they'll be like, damn, like the glare just blasts you right in the face, and the result is that you're getting a lot more attention on your project. See that getting me? I could feel it. Ugh, God. Yeah, that's what you want to do. That's perfect. So again, not all demon eyes are created equal. You've got kinds that have one little LED on there, like this guy. Focus. Focus. You have some with this little chip on there like that. This is actually RGBW. So for some reason, somebody thought it would be really cool to put white. But what happens when you have a white projector? It just looks like a projector. So I don't really get that. But the green, red, blue, the color changing stuff, I love that on this particular type. It's just got one little dot, so I can focus it. I can use this to change the fiber optic tubes inside of different lights. But there's also different types of projectors that will maybe work better with other demon eyes. So there's at least 3 or 4 different companies that we carry the demon eyes. A couple of them have these little single LED 3-watt chips. Other ones have a bunch of different little individual single colored LEDs on there. And then there's, I don't know, there's just always changing technology when it comes to this stuff. So don't think that because you have one type and your buddy has another, that yours are better or his are better. It comes down to skill level and how you actually mount them. That matters way more than the actual part that you start with. So I just say, like, the only thing that you want to be careful of is really cheap stuff that's just going to disconnect. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one little part. So if the drivers are bad, totally wasted effort. If the LEDs go bad, totally wasted effort. So you want to make sure that you get good quality parts. That's all that we carry on FlyRyde.com. So you're always safe with any of the options that we have there. And any of them that I try out and I don't like, I'll get rid of a product on the site just because if I wouldn't use it, I don't want to sell it. I don't care if it makes me money. If it's just going to cause problems, like, bleh, over that. Anyway, if you do demon eyes and you spend your time, then it can be a super, super cool project. And the cool thing is, they're cheap. They're damn cheap. So you don't have to have the cool $100 Bluetooth controller, but you can because it's $100. You control stuff with your phone and multiple functions. You're like MacGyver, like lighting MacGyver. Do you know who MacGyver is? Damn, you guys might not know. Anyway, back on topic. Demon eyes are dope. I like them. I used to not want to do them because I knew that as soon as I started messing around with those things that people would ask more and more, and I didn't like to do them, and the reason was the tech wasn't there yet. I'm like old for lighting. I've been doing this stuff forever. So when I used to do these things, I had to make everything from scratch. I used to have to actually modify angel eyes. In a lot of cases, I would take an angel eye that did multicolor and that had like a bunch of chips around a circle, and there's big ugly spaces between them, kind of like this. See this little strip right there? It's got a bunch of individual color changing LEDs on it, but there's big gaps. So back in the day, I used to take those rings and I would chop little sections of them because I knew that if I chopped it into 4 equal sections and I looked at the way the circuit board was, I could turn that into 4 individual demon eyes. And there weren't color changing demon eyes. There weren't these little things like that. And those rings were expensive. So if I messed up, I just shot myself in the foot. But now it's all different. You don't have to actually be MacGyver. You just look like you are. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't want to look? Oh, damn it. You don't know who MacGyver is.